What's going on YouTube? It's your boy John B. Here I'm doing a mid-high bald fade on my boy Solomon. I only did half of his head, recorded half of his head on video because I already did half of it while I was waiting for my coworker to finish with the ring light so I could have the lighting right for the video. But here I'm going to be blending downwards like the last video. But I'm going to have a video up next week blending how I first learned how to blend for beginners, so that'll be easier. So here I'm using the Anderson Line Pro LIs just to create your first guideline. So I'm matching it with his eyebrows because you don't want to go too high. Next, I'm using the Anderson shaver, balding it out, not going to the same height as the last line, but right below it, just so you give yourself some room so you don't go too high and it'll be harder to blend later. Here I'm just combing his hair down, getting it ready to start the blend. So I'm starting with two open, I believe. I'm going to right before you hit the top of his head, just creating your first base. Here I'm starting my kind of like a rough draft lineup just so you can see the fade easier, and it'll save you a lot of time later for touch-up work because usually when you line up someone after the fade you'll see some imperfections. So I learned to do it first and then you'll see the imperfections sooner. Here I'm going with the one guard open, just going right below the 2 and the 1.5, not going too high, because blending downwards is much more different. See, I snap back on the 1.5 because I see that's kind of dark. So you kind of just gotta use your eye and visualize the haircut before it's even done. Here I'm snapping on the half guard, go right below the 1. Start with the lever open, and then the lower you go, slowly close it. Like I said, it's an eye test, so just use your own judgment on there. Don't forget to use your corners, any dark spots that you see, just blend it in. Now I'm just going with the lever open, no clip on, starting with it open, slowly going down. And the lower you go, close the clipper. You see how I'm using the corners right here just to blend slowly because you don't want to make another guideline. If you make another guideline, then it'll be just another line to take out. So just go with a simple swooping motion, like a C motion, a half moon kind of thing, and then you'll see the difference between strokes that you have to use. Here you can see that I'm going to pull out my trimmers just to get out that little transition from bald to trimmers, because like I said, you're not going to get a perfect fade going through these steps. There's going to be some imperfections that you have to go back into to buff out, and then that way it'll come out much nicer than to go back, touch up work. There's nothing wrong with that. Moving on to the back, like I said, same steps. Just blending downwards. Got the half clip going on. Like I said, I already did half of the head before I started recording because my coworker was working overtime like I was, and she was using the ring light for her own pictures and stuff. So yeah, here it is. No guard on, just blending. Not making no extra guidelines. Moving on to the beard. My client actually just shaved his beard before he came, or he kind of like didn't really want to line up, but he wanted it this time. I think he kind of went too low when he did it himself, but here I'm just lining him up. He wanted it pointed. See, so you can get pretty decent lineups by not having too much hair. So here now I'm moving on to the front of his line at the top. Like I said, he kind of has a hard lineup, but you gotta do your best to like keep it natural, keep it crispy. And usually he brushes his hair down a lot, so I'm just doing my best not to push him back, just to make sure it looks even. Onto the straight razor. Remember to pull the skin away from the way you're razoring. I usually use water, but if I know the client and I know his skin is fine, like I like to dry shave just because I feel like it's a cleaner shave. But that's all. It's all on your judgment. It depends if you think that their skin is fine and it won't pull naturally. See, so I'm just going with his beard, like not pushing him back, just keeping it natural and crispy. He has a nice full beard when it's fully grown, so it comes out really clean. Here just doing some minor touch-up work with the front of his lineup. You have to really look at the lineup at all angles, so turn him left, turn him right, make him straight, like anything you gotta do to, you see how I'm measuring it, making both sides even, because at the end of the day, a lineup is one of the most important things. Here I'm just going back with some touch-up work, some scissor work. Sometimes the guards won't always help you, so here you can see I'm using a scissor over comb technique. And then I'm gonna dust them off and finish off with the razor. And appreciate you guys all for checking out my channel. Like I said, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram it's gonna be in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this content going, keep this flow going, 1 or 2 videos a week. So just let me know what y'all want to see. So here's the final product on this mid bald fade on my boy Solomon. He's also a barber in Hawaii, so check him out. And thanks for viewing the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to see next, and I'll do my best to get that coming up. I'm out.